Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Leslie Hassler. I own Your Biz Rules Business Coaching and the Small Business Collaborative, and we're here as part of the Be More Successful show. That was a mouthful. But really, what inspires me to be here with you and sharing as much as we do is that I truly believe that we can empower prosperity for every small business owner. And 2020 has shown us that we need this even more than maybe we realized in the past. So I primarily work with service-based businesses or people that have a service product mix to their business, and we work in a lot of different areas. It's very holistic what we do in a business, everything from marketing and sales all the way through to team and operations and fiscal harmony, if you will, so cash flow, profitability. And really, in the end, it's all about building prosperity so that you can grow, you can scale. So that's why we're here with you. The Be More Successful show is just geared to help you be a little more successful every day in your business so that you can see big results year over year. So today we're talking about how to stop backing a bad decision. And this is an art, not a science by any stretch of the imagination. I'm going to share with you kind of some 3 strategies to think about this, how to frame your mind around it so that when you realize that you've been backing a bad decision, you know how to make a shift and a pivot to be able to take the next best step. So if you are watching live, say howdy. If you're catching this on replay, say replay. And if you find this of value, please share it with your friends. That's one way that we get this message out. So really, I want you to imagine, I know you've seen one of those cartoons that says never give up, you're 6 inches away from gold. I actually came across this cartoon a while ago. Oh, and I suppose I could learn how to screen share it so I could show you. And I'll post it in the comments so you can see it. But it's basically it has the don't stop 6 inches from gold at the top, and on the bottom it says or know exactly when to stop. And there's this monster 6 inches away. It's not 6 inches away from gold. It's 6 inches away from a monster. And I always keep that in the back of my mind when I'm considering things, because the truth is we do not have crystal balls. As much as we can rely on experience and knowledge and process and foundational elements, at the end of the day, we're not in control of the world. Hello, 2020. So I want you to kind of have that exercise, because what I do see, we'll talk about the whole spectrum of decisions, but the reason why I wanted to talk to you about this today is that at times I feel that people get too mired in the decisions of yesterday. So they really can't make a change because of all the investments they've put into whatever that decision is, of all the time, of all the money, of all the direction. And there's so much for a business owner that goes into being okay with the change. You know, somebody out there is going to say you're crazy and you're throwing it away. People might not understand. Team members might not understand. Colleagues may not understand. You're not 110% sure. So that has a lot of impact on your confidence to make this decision. And where I see people stumbling is delaying the decision and getting into too long of a wait and see. I don't believe wait and see and hope and pray are a business strategy at all. I think it costs you more than it necessarily gives you. But I always do see the action, even imperfect action, actually leads you closer to the success that you're looking for. So if we can imagine a spectrum, if you will, and at the beginning of this spectrum, let's put the shiny object syndrome out there. So that's where you're mad dashing and you're changing your focus every 30 seconds, along with the latest and greatest magic pill that somebody's telling you will solve all the problems, or the new idea, or you woulda, coulda, shoulda be doing this. That's the shiny object syndrome area of business. And I see more younger businesses get swept up in this because they're building their confidence and they're building their reservoir of experience in the business. But that whole flippy floppy, I equate it to like a fish out of water where it's flipping and it's flopping and it's just not going anywhere. And pretty soon it's not going to be healthy either. So that's at one end of the spectrum. In the middle is this concept of what I call work the problem. Because we don't have that crystal ball and the magic wand. We'd love a magic wand, but we don't have it in our business. We at times can be on the right path, but we need to work the problem. Like we haven't locked in on the perfect combination of circumstances to really get something to go. So there's promise in this area. There's strategic intent. There's direction. This makes good sense type of a thing. But for whatever reason, it's just not locking in. So we might work the problem for a while before we decide not to continue. And so this is in that middle ground. And really where I'm talking about is you're not, I'm assuming you're not struck with the shiny object syndrome. That's not your battle. It's really like that delicate balance of knowing when to stop working a problem and stop backing that bad decision. And I've had this several times in my own business in a lot of different ways. Let's tell you the story. I'm like, which story should we share? So in my first business, we had a secondary, it started off as a secondary service that we were launching. It made good sense. It felt complementary to our skill sets. It's how we were leveraging our skill sets, but it required a lot of investment, required about a $50,000 investment in it. And we went down this path and we made the investments and we did the business and we were making money, but what we found to be was that the service offering was not our high profit. It was quick cash, for sure, quick cash, but it wasn't really our highly profitable work. It wasn't where we found the greatest soul payment, if you will, the greatest, like it fed our soul work at all. In fact, it was hard and dirty and sweaty kind of work with very little appreciation, very little appreciation. And so as we went down this course, and we probably went down the course 6-9 months, maybe even as much as a year of really developing it and bringing in another revenue stream. And it just felt like it cannibalized what we loved to do and what we really got personal value from doing. And so that was a really hard decision to decide not to do this anymore, because by not doing that new revenue stream, I was saying no to income revenue that was being generated. I was going to have to liquidate a lot of inventory. And if you've ever liquidated inventory, you know that's pennies on the dollar. We had made a credit investment. So that meant I was going to have credit to pay down in order to do that. Like you can see, there was a lot of things that weren't right. And a lot of considerations that would keep a lot of people away from making the decision. And so really when I took a look at that decision, I had to check in on a couple things. One, I had to get some outside eyes viewing in. And here's where I always say cautiously, guys, I do believe in the value of outside eyes. Obviously, I am a coach and a mentor to a lot of other businesses who benefit from outside eyes. So I believe in outside eyes. I just think you need to be cautious about to whom you invite to give that opinion. Because a lot of times, if people haven't been in that situation, if they don't understand the decision, like their mindset isn't in alignment with your mindset, they can give you poor advice. advice that doesn't serve you, if you will. So you really do need to think about people that are growing where you want to grow, have been in your shoes or similarly, have a breadth of experience to draw off of, and can help you think about all those considerations. Like I said, that decision for me in my first business, it had ramifications. And we did have to look at it carefully to make sure we were making the right decision moving forward. So I do believe you should get some outside eyes on this. Weigh opinions, but make sure that the people that you're asking to weigh opinions can give you an objective viewpoint, because that's really what you're looking for. So that's just one element of it. The second part I always think of is listen to your gut. There's a delicate balance between listening to your gut and metrics. So I was doing some preparation. I was doing some preparation for the 5-day challenge that we have coming up, and we're refining some of the materials. And so I was reading into metrics and what people, the latest strategies and things of that nature. And I came across this concept that was like, look, a metric for metric's sake is tyranny. It's a tyranny of numbers. A metric that supports a strategy is a device and a tool. So if you can think of these two dichotomies, if you're using a metric as a strategy to help you achieve a goal, okay, or to support a strategy that helps you to achieve a goal, then I do think it's worthy in this heart and head conversation, whereas you're listening to your gut and what your intuition says. And then, because your intuition may not be able to pinpoint the reason, but then you actually do some validation with the metrics, not to necessarily prove or disprove, but there is, I believe, a strong skill set that you need to develop as a business owner that helps you recognize the emotion and the feeling part of business, the instinct, and also almost separately look at the logical part of it. So that, again, you're getting a full 360 on the situation. So, listen to your head and listen to your heart, listen to your instinct, and then go to the metrics and see how they're supporting the strategy to actually be able to move you towards your goal. If you find that, and oftentimes, guys, it's found that I prove instinct a lot for my clients. My clients will have an instinct. I'll have an instinct about something. And then we'll go to the numbers, and it's very clear that here's what we're feeling represented in numbers. And it makes things super clear. So just, have that kind of yin and yang discussion or decision tool in mind. And the third part is oftentimes when you choose not to back this decision any longer, typically there's not a life and death. Sometimes it's like, yes, you need to make this decision right now, but you've probably been leading up to it. No problem. Very few problems just are instantaneous. They're actually build over time. So sometimes it suddenly comes to a head and you have to make a decision right there on the spot. But for a lot of things, especially when your intuition is in play and it's just not seeming like this initiative or decision is really leading you any closer to your goals, and you've worked the problem, and the decision is to stop, sit with the decision. End your day, write it out. There's a beautiful quality to writing things out, but write it out that you're going to stop this decision. Right? Make a written commitment to yourself, and then leave. Go home. If you find that you're not thinking about it, you're not worried about it, you don't wake up in the middle of the night going, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to do this kind of feeling, then chances are that's your litmus test, right? This is the right way to move forward, even if it might be a little scary. So really and truly, not backing a bad decision has tremendous benefits. It gets you that much closer to your goals and to where your strategic vision is in your business. If you haven't, I know a couple weeks ago we did one of our sessions on visions and vision and your why and why that's so important in your business. it's for times like these, right? When you've got to stop backing a bad decision, and you need to know why you're doing that. If for no other reason than you have the confidence to back the change in direction, to be able to stand up to the questions and the, well, that's interesting, didn't know you were going to do that kind of discussion that sometimes these things generate. So check back in on that why, know why you're doing things, understand the strategy behind it, that you're actually compelling a business forward in a different way. And this just wasn't the best way to do that. And you've lived a little, you've learned a little, and you're putting that learning and living into change for the business. So let me know what you think. What was been the most recent decision that you've had to stop backing in your business? How did that go? I think it's important for us as business owners to really be able to share those stories with each other so that we know we're not alone. I will say, as we close out this cycle, if you're looking for a community where you can get some feedback on what you're doing, can get a little insight, another set of eyes in your business to really gut check some of the strategy and some of the ways that you are stabilizing and getting your business back into scaling mode so that it can be profitable and sustainable, I would love to have you join us for the next 5-day Thrive and Flourish challenge. It's a free challenge. It's going to take you an hour a day for 5 days. We're only open for a week, so it's super short, really easy to commit to. And our next one starts on the 28th of September, but we do these about once every 6 weeks. So you can always go and register for the next one so that we can be there. But truly, what you're going to get is a little bit of the eyes on your business. And the way this is set up is that you get to kind of share with me after you've done a couple exercises what you're thinking, where you're going. I get to see that. And then in the evenings, we come back on for a live session together where I answer questions and I give feedback, and you can really use that to make some quick and impactful decisions in your business so that you, again, can get back into stabilizing, back into producing revenue, back into finding those new clients, and knowing where you're headed as we round out 2020 and head into 2021. So again, it's free. I'll put the link in the comments. I believe it's in the post as well. So you're going to be able to just click on that link and go straight there and register. But go ahead and get registered so you can get our how to be most successful and get things on your calendar and be ready to go here in just a few weeks. So that's it for today, guys. Make sure you tune in. I'll be back tomorrow with a little musing, and then again with the Be More Successful show on Thursday. If you like this episode, please share it. Please comment below. Let us know your thoughts. That's it for today, guys. I hope you're having a beautiful and profitable week.